Early morning in Leeds, they're preparing for a cold snap. The city's gritters, hoping to ease the disruption that will come with a plummet in temperatures, heavy snow and freezing rain. In the calm before 2 amber weather warnings kicked in, some people decided to brave the outdoors. Like these walkers in Edinburgh, who braced freezing temperatures on Portobello Beach, with a few even brave enough to take a dip. Those who choose to stay inside can watch Scotland's army of gritters at work, tracking the progress of Snow Connery and Ice the Vista Baby on a bitterly cold weekend in which their services are needed. More than 200 miles away across the border, Sarah's Cafe is a place to keep warm.
2 lots of white toast.
One of more than 5,000 similar spaces across the country. She says this time of year, those who are vulnerable need even more help.
We always encourage people to stay as long as they want. We don't rush people out of the door. We're not like a normal cafe would be. We don't want our tables. We want people to relax here and stay warm and chat like they do.
As for some of the regulars here, this is how they'll be preparing for a plunge in temperature in an area that could see some of the worst conditions.
You've got to take extra care. I mean, when it's, you get snow and ice and what have you, especially if you're walking, you can slip and fall. And that doesn't do you any good at all, Well, in fact, I did have a fall just recently.
Just making sure that the house doesn't get completely cold, because once it goes completely cold, so I keep the central heating on much more than I normally do and keep it on a low setting. And keep it on sometimes, if it's very cold, all night on a low setting, just to avoid the problem of frozen pipes and all that sort of stuff.
I won't be going out much if it's snowing. It's a bit dangerous to walk.
For those who are wanting to get out of the warm and onto the roads, people who are driving will need to be prepared in case they get stuck, and the AA has set out a list of items which you may need. They include some de-icer to defrost your windscreen, a torch and some spare batteries, a blanket, some water and food if you have some, as well as a shovel to help get yourself out of trouble if that be the case. But the advice is not to drive unless it's absolutely essential. With the weather beginning to bite, there are pensioners impacted by losing their winter fuel allowance, including Elaine.
I've got a hot water bottle behind me. I boil the kettle, and if I need to boil the kettle for anything, I'll make myself a drink. I won't get up and just make a drink. I turn everything off at night so as I'm not wasting electricity. I do absolutely everything I can to save as much as I can, but it's just impossible.
A deep chill this time of year is to be expected, but the freezing rain we'll see this weekend is a rarity, which is part of why the Met Office are warning people to take extra caution and care.
This is where frozen precipitation in the form of sleet, snow or even hail sort of dives southwards and then pushes through a nose of very mild air before it just almost hits the ground, but encounters cold air before it does so. So that precipitation, which has melted, becomes sub-zero again, but doesn't have time to become a solid. So it's super cooled liquid. As it hits the surface of anything, it turns to an icy glaze.
As the day draws in and the temperature dips, there isn't just cold weather on the horizon, but also the chaos that could come with it. Shingi Marike, Sky News, Cheadle in Greater Manchester.